Yo, this is going to be a rambling, a rant, but I want to talk about this particular subject. And I say it before and I say it again. I do this for me, for venting purposes. And if you don't like it, please get the fuck off my channel. I don't want no praise, no accolades. I do this for me. Just giving out my viewpoints and my 2 cents and my opinions. That's it. Now back to the subject at hand. Um, throughout my years of living, hanging out with people and all that stuff, I realized something. See, humans humans have a nasty reputation of doing slimy, backstabbing shit towards the person that they so called like, or towards the person that they so called love or whatever. And I knew this, and I knew this saying for a very long time. But people hate the person that they love, and they love the person that they hate. Humans are very fucking backwards. But my main point is that be careful around secretive people. I'll say it again. Be careful around people who wants to keep secrets. I mean, don't get me wrong. Listen. Don't get me wrong. It's nobody's business when it comes to your personal business. You know what I'm saying? It's nobody's fucking business. But my thing is that when you hang out with a person for like a nice amount of time, and if you don't know certain things about that person, like say like you hung out with a person for a certain amount of time, but maybe a certain amount of time, like a long periods of time, and if you don't know where that person lives at, or if you don't know certain things or certain characteristics about that person, like certain things, okay, when it comes to like a so-called friendship or something like that, you're supposed to know some things about that person, like general information about that person, or things that you need to know on a friendship, you know what I'm saying, on a friendship tip basis. And if you don't know that information about that person, be careful. Be careful, because that person has a secret agenda. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, listen, when it comes to people like that who likes to be secretive and all that stuff, usually those be the ones that have a secret motive. It usually be those ones that have a secret agenda. You know what I'm saying? They want to say, oh, I don't trust people, which I get that. I understand. But be mindful. Those same people, they say, I don't have a lot of friends, are very secretive and all that stuff. And if you hang around with that person for like very long periods of time, and if you don't like know like the general basis about that person, like where that person live, or some of the people's family members, y'all supposed to be friends, right? So you're supposed to know like certain things on a friendship basis, right? And if you don't know some of the things on a friendship basis when it comes to that particular person, it's best to leave that person alone. That person is a fucking associate. That person is not your fucking friend. He's just an associate. Leave that motherfucker alone, because that person has a secret motive. That person has a secret agenda. How I know this because I was hanging out with a couple of people who were like this. That's right. I hung out with a couple of people who were like this. And if they know, and listen, like I said before, this is YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You broadcast yourself. And if they listening to this video right now, yeah, I'm calling your ass out. You know what I'm saying? If like I said before, this is YouTube. And if that particular person that I'm talking to right now, if they watching this video, and if they know who my voice is, if they know my voice, yes, I'm calling you out. You know who the fuck you are. If you recognize my voice, you know who the fuck you are. Yeah, you motherfucker. See, you always had a secret agenda, and you would never like expose things about yourself. You would never. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's nobody's business. I get that, but there are some things that, as friends, you're supposed to expose to a little bit. You're supposed to give out a little bit. And if everybody's telling out certain things about themselves, but you're not, and also it's other factors towards it too. I can't explain it right now, but overall, yeah, you're not a cool person to hang out with, because you have a secret agenda, and also you did have a secret agenda. You did, and you know what you did, man. You know what you did. I'm not gonna say it, but you know what the fuck you did because it don't needs to be explained. But those particular people who likes to keep, a lot of things to themselves, even though you hung out with that person for long periods of time, that person is not your friend. That person is an associate, and you keep that person, what I'm saying, at arm's length. You keep that person at a fucking distance because that person has a secret agenda. That person has a secret motive. You might not know it yet. You know what I'm saying? You might not know it yet, but you don't want to experience it yet. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to experience it. You do not want to experience it. So it's best to keep that person at a fucking distance. That's right. Yes, sir. It's best to keep that motherfucker at a distance. And if that person is listening to my video right now, you know I'm calling you out because you know what you did was wrong. You know what you did. You know what you did. You gotta watch out for sneaky motherfuckers like that, man. Where people don't want to expose certain information or like on a friendship type basis, and you've been hanging out for that person, and you've been hanging out with that particular person for long periods of time and all that stuff, and they know some things about you, but you don't know some things about them. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that motherfucker, man, because that person can easily switch up on you, can easily backstab you. Yeah, they know what they did. Yeah, and also the person that I'm talking about, or people that I'm talking about, you know what the fuck you did, man. See, it's in this world, man. It's so hard to make friends with people. It really is, especially when you become an adult. Because when you're an adult, you just set up in your ways and your old ways and all that shit, and you can't change. What's that old saying? An old dog cannot learn new tricks. That is so fucking true. That is so goddamn true. That goes for both males and females, the human race. Most old dogs cannot learn new tricks, aka most humans, because they're stuck in their fucking ways. You know what I'm saying? When you reach a certain age, you're stuck in your fucking age, and you will never change. You will never learn. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. When it comes to people like y'all create a brand new mask, and with that brand new mask, you can hide your ulterior motives even better. See, I realize, man, when people don't change their ways, they'll get a mask, and they'll produce a mask that'll hide their intentions even better. But for the most part, they will never change. And that's their prerogative. It just is what it is. But my thing is that I'm tired of all the bitching, the complaining about why life is hard for them or why, certain predicaments arise within them. And it's like, the reason why certain predicaments rise within you, or the same predicaments mostly, to keep on coming back, is because you refuse to make changes within yourself. But you want to have the nerve and the audacity to point the finger at everybody else, but not at yourself. I want to keep on complaining about this, that, and the third, but damn, I realize something. Not all the time, though. Not all the time, because life's a bitch. Not all the time. But sometimes the problem can be you. And sometimes the problem can be me. But overall, we have to recognize the problem and we have to solve it. You cannot just brush that shit under the fucking rug no more. We're adults now, man. We're getting older. We can't be doing the same old thing. I'm talking about as far as character, not money-wise. Not money-wise, I'm talking about character. Because I realize something. You can have all the money in the world, but if your mindset is not mature, you're going to keep on doing the same old bullshit. But the thing is, you have money to afford the same old dumbass shit. You get what I'm saying? Fuck your money. Fuck your money. It's all about your character. That's what I care about, man, for the most part. I can give two shits about if you're a millionaire or not. I mean, that's cool and all. That's great for you. But I don't give a fuck about that, man, because you can be a billionaire and still be a scumbag at the same fucking time. And I don't want to deal with no motherfucking scumbag people. You're a scumbag that can afford different things to be more scummier. Like, fuck that shit, man. Kiss my ass, man. No, like they say, you ain't no saint either. Of course I'm not a saint, but at least I know what's right and what's wrong. Now I can see if you made a harmless mistake. Hey, it's a harmless mistake, but a lot of you motherfuckers know what the fuck y'all doing is wrong. So there's a difference between doing wrong and being wrong. And I realize most motherfuckers, they like being wrong. I say it again. I realize a lot of motherfuckers like being wrong. Because doing wrong is, is like not like doing wrong on purpose, but doing wrong like, it's an accident, like you didn't mean to do it. You know what I'm saying? You did it, but you didn't know what you're doing was wrong, so I get that. But I realize a lot of you motherfuckers, y'all was being wrong. Y'all knew y'all was being wrong, but y'all didn't give a fuck. That's what it is. A lot of you motherfuckers don't give a fuck if you was being wrong. And that's fucked up right there. Y'all don't give a fuck if you hurt your friends' feelings. Y'all don't give a fuck if you hurt your family members' feelings, because y'all know what y'all did was because y'all know y'all was being wrong, and y'all don't give a fuck. You were trying to make yourself look better. You were trying to one up the person that you know. You get what I'm saying? Trying to one up the person that you know. Trying to make yourself look better towards the person that you know. You know what I'm saying? Trying to shit, or trying to denigrate your family member or your best friend's character, knowing damn well you did it on purpose and you was being wrong. So that's the type of shit I'm talking about. That's the type of motherfucking shit I'm talking about. And that's why it's so hard for people, especially me, to make friends out here. And that's why I would rather be by myself. I would rather be by my motherfucking self and do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? Pay my bills, pay my taxes, and just be a regular citizen of the United States. Whatever. But motherfuckers, I realize, man, a lot of you humans, man, y'all don't want the real, man. Y'all don't want the real. Because I realize something. Y'all don't have the guts to face the man or the woman in the mirror. So how the hell can you accept the realness? If you don't have the guts to face your inner demons and your vices, how the fuck can you accept the motherfucking real, Jack? And that's a mic drop. How can you accept the real if you can't face your inner demons and your vices? You can't handle the truth. You can't take that medicine. I realize something, man. When it comes to the truth is medicine. And most people don't like medicine, but it don't taste good. But in order for us to solve the problem, it's best to take that medicine. But I realize that people can't take that medicine because they don't have the guts to look within themselves and make changes. Hell, Tupac said it best. Changes. What was his name? Michael Jackson said it best. Man in the mirror. Man in the motherfucking mirror. Come on, man. And people want to say, oh, you long-winded, or you preachy and all this stuff. I don't give a fuck if I am long-winded or preachy. I'm not really long-winded or preachy. I'm just giving out my 2 cents in this video. And I'm just giving out an example, too. Most people don't say that I'm long-winded and preachy. I'm just giving out an example. But, when it comes to my videos, I'm just giving out my 2 cents. Since people want to label me as a dumbass or I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, I do know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I just keep to myself for the most part. Because I realize that most people cannot accept the real because they not real within themselves. Or worse yet, they don't have the guts to face the man or the woman in the mirror. But they want to point at me and say that, oh, I'm the problem. No, it's usually you. It's usually y'all. Y'all the problem. As for me, at least I can recognize, and not only recognize, but deal with my problems privately. It's up to us, man, to make the world better, man. And what I mean by make the world better, I'm talking about making us as individuals as better people. But that's all I got to say about that, man. That's all I got to say. So, yeah, man. So, thank you so much and have a good day.